initiative.
Who wants to give a recap?
We, having faced off against a number of very bad undead creatures, including the Wrath of Vecna, we decided to take some time to take a rest in the chapel, but then we were overwhelmed by the giant Night Stalker creature. We finally got rid of him, and then we took another rest in the the armory. And then following that,
we rested in the jail cells.
Oh, jail cells, that's right. And so some of us were up to various activities during that time because we couldn't immediately go into a long rest. We needed to wait about 20 hours or so. And then after that, we felt ready and embarked upstairs to the ballroom to see what's going on in there, where we came upon a great number of webs.
No balls.
No balls, just webs. And then became beset by spider creatures and some kind of spider demons who were very difficult to deal with because they like to use invisibility and dispel magic and counterspell and all the things that make fights like that difficult, as well as the terrain being hard to navigate since it was all covered in webs. We managed to pull through from that, though. And then once we did, we went on to approach the other side of the ballroom, where we began to hear some noise and flashes, and then and we saw a couple of figures conversing, it looked like, and then one of the figures left, and the creature that Eregia has become is now standing before us.
They were through like a portal, and then she was like shoved out of it or something, like thrown out.
Right. Yeah, she was at first conversing with some much larger demon. Their conversation grew more aggressive as they had it. He then gripped her by her shoulders, and Batwing erupted out of her back, and then he shoved her through this portal that is still just hanging there in the air in the middle of a circle of glowing candles. So, and then when she emerged, she immediately said,
I am Eregia Valesworne, and this is my home. Join with me, or you will all die here. Pledge your fealty to your new mistress.
No thanks.
You begin to see also between the two piles, there's a growing... My whole screen just went black for some reason. Oh, there we go. Between the two piles, there's a small mote of light appears about 30 feet away from you here. Oh, I'm in the wrong thing now. It's about there. You then see this ball of light begins to glow. It's incredibly bright white light. Eventually, it forms into the shape of what looks like Eregia Valesworne again, although she has translucent white wings, and she appears to be far, far older. And then Eregia the demon says,
What is this? No, you are banished. Banished no more, and freed from your curse by these heroes. I can only use what power I have remaining to help them in their battle against you. Sadly, I know that what was me that resides within you can never be rejoined to my spirit, and my spirit will never know the full joy of rest in the realms beyond the veil. But I sacrifice all that is left of me that you may be destroyed. Goodbye, Eregia Valesworne. I have within me more power than I ever had when tied to you in that whole miserable circle of life. I shall easily defeat these creatures you place your faith in, and I shall mock the lords of light who you still slavishly serve.
Now you can roll for initiative.
All right, then.
And with as this angelic creature turns, you see she smiles at all of you, and everyone except Cricknaroble begins to feel the warmth and light of the Mount Celestia that her spirit traveled to wash over you, and this is what gives you your leveling up. Cricknaroble, however, just he gets nothing. But with that, the angel seems to have sort of spread herself out too thin, and she fades from existence.
Oh, okay.
Why did T-Hole make an intelligence save? And why did it roll it twice like that?
I was.
Don't question the T-hole.
Fair.
I'm just testing something. I'm making sure that the stats updated right. Because in some areas, this Roll20 updates them correctly, but in other areas, they don't with your proficiency bonus.
So did it do it right at least?
It did it for saving throws, but not for my skill checks. Strangely
That's
enough.
odd.
Yeah.
Do you have the checkboxes for the ones that you're proficient with?
Yeah. So like at level 9, the proficiency bonus goes up, and I never did that, so I did it, and then it didn't update any of the skill boxes. So I had
wait.
Oh, did you change your level? Because if you change your level, it changes your proficiency bonus for you.
I did change my level.
And it should be up to 4 now. I don't know. Maybe try unchecking and checking again.
Have you tried turning it off?
Off and on.
Get back on?
You might be surprised.
So Eregia, for her turn, a lash of flame appears in her hand, and she wheels it about her, and it slams into these two piles of debris, lighting them both on fire.
Alrighty. And I guess we still can't see on the other side of this stuff.
Right. I mean, the piles are still like many feet high.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all right.
So you don't know what's going on the other side. But it's T-Hole's turn.
Probably nothing. Nothing to see there.
Nothing you need to be concerned about.
Right. I see my target.
T-Hole is going to he's going to cast protection from energy. Yeah. I'm going to cast protection from energy on Lucirosi and say protecting you from fire. Seeing the giant fire, the flames burst, says, "Go get him, tiger."
Wow. Wow.
racist.
Lucirosi just kind of looks at T-Hole and kind of growls, but is kind of like in his head. He's like, "Yeah, that's actually pretty cool. Thanks."
So you have resistance to fire.
You're still a dick, but
Right. It's not even the right race. It's So Aurelia, what do you want to do? Or T-Hole, do you want to move, or are you staying where you are?
I'm gonna stay where I'm at, comfortable in the encasing of everybody else around me.
Cricknerobel, by the way, not having received any of the boons that you guys did, immediately runs off to hide in the webs.
yeah,
Probably a good choice.
Gonna get stuck because this fire doesn't fucking burn him away.
He is unconvinced that his 10 hit points are going to serve you well.
Wait, is that all he's got left?
Yep.
Well, good thing there's a bunch of fire there. Doesn't that heal him?
Nope.
Nope.
Daggerface also really didn't receive any boons, but he's not running.
That's because Daggerface is a G.
So what is Aurelia doing?
You really can't ready a spell, can you, and hold your action?
You can. It's just the rule is you hold the spell and that takes up your concentration while you're holding it. So there is a possibility that somebody like hits you and breaks your concentration and you lose it. And if you don't use it by the start of your next turn, you lose the spells and the spell slot.
So if I kept a cantrip vicious mockery, then I wouldn't really lose anything.
Right, you wouldn't be losing anything.
Okay. I am going to move back here, though. All right.
Why wouldn't you just use Vicious Mockery right now?
Because I want to see what she's going to do first.
Oh, okay.
Well, you're waiting to see what he's going to do, and Daggerface screams, "Daggerface!" and charges forward, and then
and that's as far as he makes it.
well, that's as far as he makes it before he realizes he's probably not going to be able to get up to her. So he takes that brief pause to go, "Daggerface!" and then he runs up here and doesn't attack her because he's done with his turn. But he does yell back, there's more demons back here, guys.
That's why we stayed back here.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's Luciarosi's turn.
So Lucirosi says a prayer to Ashros and looks to Eregia and says, "May the light of Ashros burn away the corruption that is you." And then he
Sick
golden
burn.
golden light shoots from his shoulders, and he flies forward. On screen. So there's okay. So I have enough movement to get right up next to her, and then that would be my turn.
So is that where you're ending your turn?
No, I'm struggling. Yeah, guys, there's more demons over here.
She's going to use legendary action. She is going to claw at Lucirosi. So you have to make me a charisma save.
Man, if I fail this charisma save.
So you do not suffer the aging damage, but you do suffer the slashing damage.
All right. I have a plus 11 to my charisma save, so.
That hasn't stopped you before.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, God. Solastry.
So now it's Zaris' turn.
All right. Do I believe that this portal here could be a problem, perhaps?
I mean, from what you know of portals, it's possible other things could come through it.
Yeah.
I mean, they said there are other demons back there, but you don't know where they came from. You didn't see them come through the portal.
Right. Well, even still, I think we perhaps should deal with this. Perhaps if I do a dispel magic on it,
That certainly might close it.
I will upcast it at 5th level.
Okay, you still have to make a roll at 5th level.
All right. Let's see here. It's a wisdom check, I believe. I'll use an action point to give myself advantage.
Okay.
You have inspiration.
Why not just wait until after you roll?
You have inspiration.
Oh, that's
So
true.
they are right. It's better to wait till after you roll.
Sure. Sure, why not?
Yeah, you roll a natural 20 and then.
Okay, that is not enough to close the gate. But you do have bardic inspiration.
Indeed. Like, this is fucking thing. Yeah, all right. I mean, I'll use it. Do I need to roll it?
No. It's,
Yeah, I didn't think so.
It is essentially the gate spell.
So 9th level, right? Yeah. So
as you cast the spell, you see almost as if it was just made of paint. It begins to peel away from the center and then evaporates into the air. The candles begin to wink out behind her one by one over the next several rounds.
That's a
lovely.
really cool image.
Thanks,
whoever did that, Lucia Rossi says.
And then I'll just I'll take another step back. Or no, hold on. Let me make sure. I'll make sure I'm within. Okay, yeah. Just want to make sure I'm within 60 feet still, which I am. So that'll be my turn.
Okay. And she is going to use another legendary action, this time to whip at Lucia Rosie with her fire whip. Oh, but she does not roll well, except unless she had advantage, which she doesn't. But now it is her turn. So first, these little demons you guys can't see you see them sort of leaping out of these burning pyres. But all of them seem to like lean back and then hunch forward as they spit acid. 2 at Daggerface and 2 at Lucia Rosie. So first Daggerface. Oh, 1 hit, and then 2 at Lucia Rosie.
One hit.
And then she reaches out her arms, almost like she's going to hug Daggerface, the lash sort of falling to one side. And she says to Daggerface,
Come to me, my love.
I don't know if you heard that.
Yeah.
We did.
Okay.
Oh, wait, hold on. I just saw this. Hold on. Give me a second. I didn't need to use my bardic inspiration because I haven't been able to implement it, but I have a +1 on all ability checks while I use my Warhorn.
Okay.
Ha! That would have made it a 19.
There you go. So you still have your bardic inspiration.
Sweet.
So as she says this, you see Daggerface physically begins to almost be lifted off of his feet. That's saving throw for him.
He gets a plus from
He does get a plus.
Plus
What is
3.
it? Plus 3. That is
Wow.
plus 3. He is lifted off.
Don't count him out just yet.
He is lifted off his feet and into her arms where she kisses him. And then he just
Gross.
drops to the ground where he was. And she says, "Can you please kill your friends for me?" Daggerface glares at Lucirosi. T-Hole, it's your turn.
Okay. So T-Hole's, I'm going to use my action to use my new ability. My third eye to see invisibility.
Okay.
So I can see invisible creatures and objects within 10 feet of me that are within line of sight.
Right. At the moment, you don't see any.
Okay.
So you doing anything else?
I'm pretty sure that takes an action.
It does, but you have presumably some bonus actions.
Yeah, of course.
We're fighting something with legendary actions.
I'm going to.
It would seem prudent to do something offensive.
Well, if I move here, as I move closer to the fire, do I see any? Do I see any demons, or do I see anything different?
You should be able to see at least 3 of them.
I don't.
You can see 2 of them. They're here.
There they are. I see their things.
So you doing anything else?
Yeah, I'm gonna use. See, that's a concentration spell. I can't do that one. I'm gonna use lightning bolt. Oh wait, no, I can't do that one either. I'm just gonna hold it there.
Okay, Aurelia.
So soon. I need to get actually closer so I can actually do something. All right, that should get me within range. And I'm going to cast. I'm going to cast Dissonant Whispers.
Okay. What save is that?
Should be a Wisdom save.
It's the DC 17.
Yep.
So she immediately flies up and backwards, and Lucirosi, you can take an attack of opportunity.
Okay. Yes, and I'm using a 3rd level smite. And then I also I forgot to mark it on, I have my Radiant Soul ability active, so then that also does an additional 9 damage. So third level Fiend Smite is 5d8.
So
So-
you tear into her as she flies off into the far corner.
Can't see that.
So Daggerface had been glaring at Lucirosi, but you see his head turns and his one good eye locks on T-Hole. Daggerface!
It seems appropriate.
And so is it really the spell or just
Now he's got an excuse.
does she have to make a concentration check or he just
Nope.
Okay.
This isn't a spell per se. It's an ability.
Okay.
So yeah, both of those hit.
So it's 35 plus the 6 on the second attack. But good news, Daggerface gets to make another save.
35 plus the 6 is 41.
Yep. Bad news is he's outside of the
Lucirosis.
+3. And it's Luciorosi's turn. You've now seen Daggerface scream and go and attack T-Hole.
So as you see T-Hole, he gets a couple really solid hits, and T-Hole kind of falls to his knee, his knees bleeding profusely.
It does figure, by the way, Daggerface got nearly max damage on the first hit. Or he got max damage on the first hit, nearly max on the second hit.
I mean, yeah, it's a pretty solid hit.
He is, by the way, still under the effect of the Hill Giant strength, which is part of why he is so high.
So Lucirosi is going to enter a rage, but unlike most other times when he rages, instead his wings just kind of fold over and begin to spread their energy into his fist and his sword. Can I see Eregia?
Let me see. What is your 60 feet? Dark vision?
Yes.
So yeah, you can see her.
Okay. So then I would use my action to get over there. And then because I haven't used, I still have one action point left. I mean, might as well spend it to take an action to actually attack. So then I will do my attack then, using Eregia's own sword against her. Oh, and also my I forgot to mark my rage damage is in there too, so that's an additional 2 per hit.
She uses her reaction to, you see from the floor in front of you as you go to swing, your sword
Wait,
is about
doesn't she use her reaction to run away from the dissonant whispers?
That's true. It's okay. Never mind. You hit her. Well, you hit her the second time at least.
Mm-hmm.
T-Hole may die, but he did something helpful.
Right. That's true. T-Hole, you have to make 2 concentration checks to see if your protection from energy lasts.
Yeah, that's just a D20. Yeah.
Yep.
Super lasting.
Zarius, it's your turn.
Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20. 25, 30. I can't see, but I know he ran that way, right?
Who ran what way?
Lucerosi ran like off into the dark. I can't.
Yeah,
I don't-
you saw
I
him
don't have dark
fly.
vision, so.
Right, you saw him fly off into the upper corner. I mean, you could see even without dark vision. Do your wings glow?
Yes.
So you could see that his wings are there. You can also see the outline of a flaming whip.
Let's see here. So okay, so this is interesting. I guess it's worded that way for a reason. So I was looking at protection from evil and good, which protects from charm.
Mm-hmm.
But it does say that one willing creature you touch is protected.
Right. It also doesn't necessarily say that it eliminates ongoing charms as much as protect you from new ones.
Right.
But I would certainly say that a protection from evil with an action point would definitely probably. I would make you actually hit him since he is unwilling. But with an action point, I would let you get rid of the charm.
I don't know if I want to concentrate on that. So instead, I'm going to blow into my warhorn and summon 10 warriors from the veil, from beyond the veil.
Okay. So feel free to place them somewhere within range.
What's the range on it again? 60 feet. Okay.
Were those the shields of meat you had promised?
Yep. All right. So let's see here. Find them on the list.
It's under the summon creatures tab.
Higher up. Oh, there they are. So let's put one there. In fact, let's put 2 there. I'll be directing them to subdue him.
Okay.
I could see this fucker, so he's gonna get one. I can 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Trying to get him. And then I know that Lucerosi ran off that way, so I'm going to summon them at the edge of my, or I guess I can't see. I can't tell exactly, but I'm going to summon the rest of them over here. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I get 4 more. So like near.
That one's stepping on her, so I'll just move her there.
Okay, I can't tell. I can't see. Alrighty. I don't know if they get their own initiative, or I guess they would, huh?
Yeah, they normally do.
All right, I could just
So
roll that here.
Click on any one of them and roll initiative.
Yep.
Is that each individual one?
Probably easier to just do all in one.
What?
So now it is her turn, unless you're moving some more.
I moved my full 30, so.
Okay. Unfortunately, most of you are too far away for that. She is, I suppose, going to whip at Lucerosi twice. And she unholy smites.
Okay, so this is fun because I have resistance to the slashing, I have resistance to the fire, and I have resistance to necrotic. So
Right.
awesome.
So you
Okay,
basically
so-
take half this damage.
Right, so then that is math is hard. We got 18, and then we have the 11,
Plus-
and then we have the 22, and then we have the 15. That's 29 and 22, and then it's a 551, and then a 15. That's a 66, so I take 33 damage.
I don't think she, well, let's say 11, 18, 19 is 37. It's 52 damage. She didn't crit on you because she doesn't have advantage.
Oh, okay. So then I only...
52 is the base damage, so you take 26.
Okay, so then... So I get another 7 back. Okay. Lucerosi is he gets bloodied and burned and kind of weirdly scorched, but he just smiles at her.
And these little demons are probably just going to spit on the warriors that appeared next to them. So first, this one misses. I'm going down from the top of the screen. Second one. Oh, the second one actually hit with a crit. So let's see. That's so it's 18 plus 5 to this one. 23. There. Now this one's going to spit. That hits. Then this one. So these 3 of these Veil Warriors wind up getting hit with this acidic spittle. But that's their turn. T-hole. Daggerface, you have these 2 women who've appeared behind you who appear to be dressed in sort of ancient style armor. Daggerface is still looking quite aggressively in your direction.
Teal spits on the ground. Blood. I suppose I've deserved that. But we have he can't fight me. I'm gonna use an action point to regain a spell slot. What
Okay.
Up to what level?
Up to you can gain a spell slot up to 5th level with an action point.
All right, so I'm gonna take a.
Oh, I can cancel that crit, and I would. Assuming it's an attack on somebody.
It
close to
is.
me. Yeah.
So I'm gonna take a 4th level spell slot, and I'm gonna use that 4th level spell slot to upcast dispel magic on Daggerface.
Okay. So give me a roll. Spell check.
Is there a easy way to do that?
It's just you click on your intelligence.
Okay. Damn.
So he still looks angry after that.
Didn't have any good portents to use in there.
No, I have a good portent that I should have used before. So, but you know, the past is the past, as Rafiki once said. So the what's afflicting him is above 4th level.
Yes.
Damn.
I mean, it's not technically a spell, but it's akin to dominate person. So I was going with it's akin to 5th level.
Okay. That being said, since that's the case, I'm going to use my bonus action. I guess I can't do that either because I already used a spell. I guess that's just going to be my turn.
Okay, she's going to use a legendary action. She reaches to her belt and pulls out a scroll and grips it tightly in her hand. And then, Lucirosi, you see the floor beneath you starts to bend and warp. And in a flash, shoots up and surrounds you. And you are now encased in floor and darkness.
Okay.
Which he glows.
So I assume there's no saving throw for that.
No.
Am I like, what is the effect? Am I restrained or?
No, you're free to do whatever you want to do, but you basically can't move out of that square.
Okay.
Because you're essentially in a solid cage.
Okay, but I can still attack through it?
You can attack the wall, but you'd have to break through the wall that's surrounding you now.
Okay. Well, I have advantage on my strength checks, and I have fire giant strength running through my blood still, so it should be a fairly simple endeavor.
So, Aurelia.
There's a gaggle fest down here, so. All right. 6. Can I see anything from here? It's still blacked out for me. Is that accurate?
You can see the outline. You could see like the flames coming off of her whip, which are back here. But you can't actually see her clearly.
But general direction where she is?
Right. You figure if she's probably holding that whip.
Okay. Could I try to hit her with Eldritch Blast, or is that just like shooting in the dark?
You'd have disadvantage on the attack roll because you can't see her.
Okay. All right, I'll try it anyway. Disadvantage. That's fine with me. 15.
That misses.
Okay. All right.
So who do your warriors want to attack?
The things that they're near. I would. So the ones here on Dagger Face, I want them to. I think right now it's just easier to try and knock him out. So.
So
Shoot,
just
stun.
start mud wrestling daggers.
Well, I mean,
Set phasers to stun.
He's still pretty hardy, so it might take them a while to like just knock him unconscious. The fastest way to deal with him probably is to try to grapple then pin him.
Sure.
Faster than trying to knock him out, at least.
Well, he's got the fucking giant
That's
strength.
true. He is.
Potion
That's
going,
true. He has giant strength. That might be harder to do.
Yeah.
Like
he'll just Hulk through everything.
like maybe if one helps the other and they get advantage, maybe. Yeah.
Well, wouldn't it be better if they each get their own attempt? Because then if both are able to grapple him, that's two that he has to break out of, rather than just one that has advantage.
Maybe. Yeah, sure. Potentially. I'll give it a shot. I'll let them try a grapple once. And if it fails, they're just going to start whooping on them.
I mean, before you do that, I would just remind you, you also determined that he is actually really good at grappling. He was a wrestler in his varsity days.
Captain of the dwarven team. Watchtower.
Sure. Yeah, they're just going to attack him. It's just easier. We'll do it reckless.
Okay.
All attacks, I think, are going to be reckless, right? At least this turn. So,
okay.
We'll do the 2 on him first.
That's a hit. That's also a hit.
Perfect. Let's do the one to the south here first, the one on its own, and we'll just work our way up. These tiny demons.
Yep.
Reckless. Ah, fuck.
That's a miss.
Yeah. Next one up. Reckless, of course. Everything's reckless. Oh, fuck it.
That's a hit and a crit.
Next one up. I don't know if that hits or not. These tiny things, I don't know.
Yeah, she demolishes this one little demon.
Oh, sweet. Does the next one up hit?
Yes.
All right, and then the third one there. Some more.
Yep.
Take that. And is there room for these warriors here to move in and be able to just swarm her?
2 of them could get at her. The other ones would be behind Lucia Rosie. And the
Can
box.
they climb on top of the box?
They could try. It would be an athletics check to get on top of the box. It's about
or
10.
Maybe they could break me out.
They could try breaking the box.
I can't tell that you're in a box. So I can't tell them to get you out of the box. I told them to attack.
Right. That's fair. That's fair.
They
Of
could
course,
plan
I suppose I could see that suddenly your glowing wings disappeared, but
Well, no. There's just bars obscuring them. They're just still there.
is that what it is?
It's not bars. It's a solid wall of the flooring material.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're encased in a floor box.
Yes.
If you didn't have dark vision, you wouldn't even be able to see anything but pitch black.
Except for his glowing wings.
Right, that's true.
This is the heist episode.
You son of a bitch.
But 2 of them could attack. 1 of them could try to get on top of the box.
Yeah.
to get into position to attack.
Yeah, I'll do it. Fuck it. Let's do it. I think this one, judging by... there we go. I think that's right?
Yep.
Okay. And we'll just have this one try and get on the box. Looks about right, I think.
Yep. So first, give me an athletics check for that one.
Right. Let me, they don't have any skill proficiencies, so let's see what happens.
Just a strength check.
Jesus Christ. All right, so I guess she's still down there.
Yep.
I guess the other one can try then.
Yep.
Hey, that looks better.
Yes, she made it up on top of the box.
All right. Does she get to attack, or is that kind of her action to climb up there?
That's her action to get up there.
All right, fine. So we'll do these other ones then. Reckless. I think one of those hit.
Yeah, the second one hit.
Yeah. Alrighty.
6. Daggerface isn't down yet.
Yeah.
So he is going to attack T-Hole.
I'm going to use my portent roll.
Okay.
It's a 4.
So that is 14. What's your AC?
No. Portent replaces the roll.
Right. He gets
but
a
it
plus 10 to
replaces
hit.
the roll, but he has a plus 10 to hit.
Its AC is 16.
So yes, he does miss. And then he takes a second attack.
I cancel it. Ha! Oh, no, wait. No, wait.
You just pissed him off. But it gets canceled. So I think that probably takes you to 0.
Oh, definitely. So T-Hole, as Daggerface's axe buries into T-Hole, he goes down face first.
So we will remember that your Veil Warrior is actually on top of the box, but I'm just going to move him off of Lucirosi.
Sure. Yeah, that's fine.
But yeah, she'll take another action. Oh, she's going to claw at this Veil Warrior. She almost didn't do it. So it's 14 slashing that it takes, and you have to make me a charisma save for her.
All right, hold on. I guess I should probably keep track of all these. So 2, 3. All right. So this will be number 1. So she took 14.
Yeah, I already took the 14 off of her.
Oh, you got it already. Okay, cool.
Yeah, she just had to make the saving throw.
All right. Con save.
Charisma.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay.
So she visibly begins to age by about two decades. That's not enough to do anything to her, but you can see there's a light that begins to glow that covers her entire body, and you can see it being absorbed into a clawed hand.
Okay. This seems weird for warriors from beyond the veil. I feel like they would go away eventually. Like they're practically dead creatures.
But it's Lucirosi's turn. You're in a box.
Do I have to use my action to make an athletics check, or can I replace my attack rolls with athletics check to try and break out?
You could, or you could attack the box walls directly. You can make an athletics check as part of your attack action.
Okay. So I will do that first. I have advantage.
So you are able to break one side of the box.
Okay.
Which is good because it means the warrior that's standing above you doesn't fall in.
Which side of the box did it break?
Which side did you want to try to break open?
The one closest to Eregia.
Well, there's two. You're kind of at a corner, so either one.
Okay.
But you managed to press on crack and shatter it. Shards go flying.
With that open, can I attack her freely?
Yes.
Okay. So then I'm going to continue my attack using her own longsword against her.
So that hits.
All right. And then with that, I will use a second level smite on her. That doesn't add, the smite doesn't add the rage or radiant damage to it. And then my last attack with thoughts. And if that doesn't hit,
It doesn't.
I'm going to use my channel divinity to add 10 to that roll.
Okay, then it hits.
And then that's my turn.
So, Sarius, now it's your turn.
Or how is TL?
Dead.
He's unconscious. Here, as you can see, there is a pool of blood beginning to form under him from where the axe hit him last time.
All right, stop your dramatics. I'm going to do a 4th level Cure Wounds. Because you're at 0 hit points, it's actually max, so it'll be, 36 hit points.
He is no longer bloodied. Goes from a pool of blood to not bloodied.
It's like seeping out, and it just sort of retracts back up into the body. So yeah, there's that.
Actually, I forgot that Daggerface should have tried to make a save again last time.
Jesus Christ. Still going. I guess, where the hell? Oh, there it is. Could I just kind of like toss my ever-burning torch like across the room here, just like fling it, see if I can light up the corner? I know they're over there. I just can't really see. So
Sure. Give me an athletics check.
all right, let's see what we got. Athletics.
It'll move 10 feet per 5 that you roll.
Okay, I do get a +1 because of the horn.
Right.
Almost brought it up there to a nice one.
So
10 feet per, so it's another just 20 feet.
Yep.
Something like that. Yeah. All right, that didn't help. All right.
You'd think all these flaming barricades would create enough light.
Right? Like, what kind of fire is this? It's a lot of fire. It would light up the whole fucking place.
It's hellfire. It's meant to burn, not light things.
So she is going to fly straight into the air, and 3 of your warriors and Lucirosi can take opportunity attacks on her.
Sweet. I'll let Lucirosi go first.
That's a hit.
Fuck it. Why am I holding back? I'm gonna use my final 3rd level smite with that.
Okay.
Who needs it?
God damn it. It's a low.
13. So now 3 of the Veil Warriors, including the one on top of the box, can attack.
Right. So yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if the Reckless is still active or not, but
It is
This is during the turn, so
right.
so they don't want to attack. 2 attacks, 3 oh fuck yeah, dude! Way to go, Warriors!
So yeah, all 3 hit.
How is she looking? As far as she's concerned.
There are wounds, but they don't look like they're affecting her severely yet.
Okay.
So the last one's 23 damage. Sorry, I took that from the wrong one. Let's see, how far can she fly? Oh, she can get virtually anywhere she needs to go. So she flies like a bat out of hell. Landing here, let's say. And then what the heck? She, her whip has a reach of about 15 feet. So she's not going to whip Daggerface.
Teal?
Clearly, I'm the bigger threat.
She chooses to whip, actually Zarius is the one she decides to go for.
Okay. The first one just hits.
Yep.
But I am resistant to fire because of my armor, so.
Oh, my resistance ended once T-hole
went down. Yeah. So that's 9 and 5. All right, 14. And then 10 and 6. Ready?
And it's Teal's turn.
Logistic question. So if you use a spell and then save and then hold your action, can that action be a spell, or would it not count?
What do you mean?
Because you can't cast 2 spells in a single turn. So if you use a spell as a bonus action,
mm-hmm.
and then you hold your action, could that action be a spell since it would be not on your turn?
I would assume no. I think that just violates the spirit of the rule.
That is interesting, though.
Yeah,
all right.
I hold my action for 3. The condition is 3 seconds pass. And then,
I held my action till their turn. It is interesting. I mean, because you can counterspell on your own turn. So,
right.
You know, I just thought I'd ask. I had no idea. I'm going. So you see, T-hole. He erupts in smoke and disappears. And he's up here. Although I can't see for whatever reason.
Don't suppose you can bring some of us with you.
So I'm gonna be up over here next to Aurelia. And I used the Cape of the Mountebank to Dimension Door. And that'll be my turn.
Okay, Aurelia, it's your turn.
I'm going to use Dissonant Whispers. Anyway.
There, I will at least let you see a little bit.
Turn the light on.
There's a switch on the wall right behind you.
Motion activated.
Oh, Dissonant Whispers again?
Yeah.
So...
So, yeah.
I think she made it.
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
She still take half?
Yeah. 9.
Every little bit, man.
You doing anything else?
No.
The Veil Warrior's turn.
Okay. Well, there's these one. Let's do these. Starting with the bottom again. These ones on the little demons.
That's true. I forgot to have them attack. But go ahead.
First one. Reckless. All right. Next one up. Next one. Next one. Oh wait, sorry. This one is I guess because she killed hers. I can have her come towards me. Call her this direction. It's her movement, 30 feet. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Not quite within range. All right. She'll just dash then instead. So
The one who did 14 killed the one next to her.
okay. All right. So she should have movement then. 10, 15, 25, 30. All right. And then I'll just call all the warriors to go this direction. Roughly 60 feet or so they can kind of just dash into this area. I've not seen her use any area effect spells, but here's the time for her to use them. I think they can roughly make it there with the dash. This one, let's do 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Are they forming in chevron formation as they seek to take on Eregia?
Maybe. Oh, wait, hold on. One of them's on top of me. There we go.
So is this one going to attack? Did she double move to get there?
She had to double move, yeah. She was 30 feet was 5 feet away. So I figured get her there, and so if she moves, she might get an opportunity attack. So
okay. So dagger face. Well, he's going to have to go after Zarius.
he doesn't
He
have
doesn't know. He doesn't know who these women are, and he's been commanded by the woman he loves to kill you all.
Jesus Christ. I'll cancel that
You're
crit.
going to negate the crit.
Yeah.
So the first one's just 20, and the second one's 27.
Okay. Yeah, I'm down. I only had
That's
40
not
hit
good.
points.
That's Daggerface's turn. Lucia Rossi.
He's got to make a save.
That's true.
Let him wake up just as he killed Zarius and see what he's done.
Yep. So it's also interesting because at least two of these warriors were told to subdue him, not subdue him until he's not charmed anymore. There's nobody here to countermand their orders. The dagger face screams, "No!" and drops to his knees in front of the bleeding body.
Of course, I didn't have them attack, so I totally forgot to do that. But okay.
Let's see.
So you hear the plaintive cry of first Lucerosi, or first Zarius, I mean, and then Daggerface. And it's Lucerosi's turn.
All right, so Luceros is going to step out, and then let's see how far I can get. Zoom out a little bit.
I was
Okay.
here. I was here, by the way. I heard everything. I just forgot something to mute.
I can get right next to Zarius. Whoops. And then that's my turn.
Got no action points, huh?
You kidding? I used them in the first round.
So
I think I saved one for the second round.
she begins to. Oh, it's Zarius. You get to make a death save. Should skip that part.
That looks good. It's one success.
She begins to speak an unholy prayer. And let me see what that does. Everybody can make me a wisdom save.
What about me?
No, you don't have to, but all of these Veil Warriors do.
And 5 of them get +3, and as does
Daggerface.
Daggerface. Okay, wisdom save, you said?
Yep. We could just Daggerface.
God damn it, Daggerface. Use an action point.
Lucerosi made it. We can just assume the ones in Lucerosi's aura made it,
Okay.
and it's pretty high. So we'll just assume the other ones outside the aura didn't make it. All that happens is I'll tell you, everybody is stunned who doesn't make it for a round.
What was the DC?
17.
Oh, okay. Just made it. Lucersi.
Yeah.
Aurelia is stunned, though. So that's her turn. T-Hole, it's your turn.
All right. So T-Hole's going to, let's see. Here we go. So T-Hole's going to move here. And I'm going to use Mordenkainen's Arcane Fusion, which sounds like a refreshing drink. And I'm going to combine Thunder Wave with Lightning Bolt.
Okay. So one is a dex save, one is a con save.
Yes. I don't have that set to attack, and I probably should.
She failed the dexterity save. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. She has magic resistance, so she actually made the dexterity save and the con save.
Ugh, I didn't. Here, let me fix that. The spell, make it an attack card. I just learned how to do that.
Right after you figured out you didn't level up last time?
Yeah. All right, now let's try this again. All right, that's correct. All right, so it's half for both, I believe.
Yep. So she is, there is a wave of, well, you could describe it. What is this?
So
Storm of lightning and thunder together look like?
a storm, but there's a deep rumble that comes from T-hole, and you feel it kind of shake the bones of those in front, and then right after the thunder hits, the lightning strikes, hitting Eregia. Although she kind of shrugs it off, not too phased by it. I really do like the spell. I think there's a lot of cool things if I prepared my spells to do it appropriately.
Right.
That's going to be my turn.
So Aurelia, you are stunned. So you can't really act this round. The Veil Warriors who are in Lucirosi's circle can act.
Thank God those are not the ones that were ordered to attack Daggerface.
I think you're muted, Tony.
I sure am. So yeah, they should have plenty of movement to be able to get in and sort of swarm around her.
Yep.
Let's do some reckless attacks. Let's see here. We do have these. Let's do these two over here by the fires right quick, just to get them out of the way. The lower one. I clicked it. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, I did. All right. Yeah. The upper one.
Second one hit.
All right. And then the 5 there around her, all reckless.
Well, there are only 5 that aren't stunned at the moment. So the one surrounding.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. That's right. So you're right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I got a couple hits in, I think. 2, maybe 3.
3 hit.
All right.
And you could see she's starting to look a little rougher now. Daggerface is stunned, possibly by the fact that he just killed Darius, possibly by the unholy word. She is going to use her reaction, though, to attack one of these warriors with a claw.
Yeah,
So the warrior has to make a charisma save.
Is it the one in my sight?
Matters.
When it doesn't matter.
We'd get +3. But
Yeah.
but I didn't think she was attacking that one.
Okay.
So again, you can see it's almost as if red glow has surrounded this warrior that flows into the claw as she rips into her flesh. And Eregia looks a little refreshed by that.
That bitch.
So, hey, wait a minute. What about my turn?
What? Do you really need to go? You just went last round.
So Lucirosi kneels down next to Zarius and he says, my focus is such that I can't cast any spells, but I can still keep you in this fight. And then he uses his lay on hands ability to and empties the clip, which is a whole 6 hit points. So
Here I was
that's
thinking,
all
all
he's
right.
got left.
Your hand just starts clicking as you try to apply more pain.
But Zarius is now up to be able to take care of himself, and then Lucirosi flies overhead to be on the opposite side of Eregia and is roaring and doing his best to take her focus away from Zarius and Daggerface.
So Zarius, you are no longer dying.
Yay. So I'll get up. Has how does Aurelia look? Like, has she taken any hits?
Aurelia, it was stunned, but she hasn't been hit. She hasn't really been in range of anything.
Okay.
But Aurelia and Daggerface and your Veil Warriors are no longer stunned.
Right. I was just checking. Well, I was looking at like damage essentially. How hurt are they? So what I'll do is mass cure wounds.
I'm sorry. Yeah, no, they are still stunned until the end of her turn. Her next turn.
Which is coming up soon.
Yeah.
So I don't know how this is working out, but apparently I can't see Lucirosi. He's in the channel.
Eregia is just too big. She thick.
She does a lot of squats and hell.
Like,
She takes deadlifts to a whole new meaning.
Yeah.
of course, he's got the glowing wings, though, right? So I should be able to actually see him.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll say that's fair.
We got to put a glow on him so I can see him. All right. So I'm going to do a mass cure wounds. I can get 6 people in this. So myself, probably Lucirosi. I'm pretty sure you've been hit a decent amount, right?
Yeah, I'm at about half.
Daggerface is probably going to need it. He was being hit a little bit.
Yeah.
T-hole. So it's me. Lucirosi, Daggerface, T-hole. And then one of my warrior that just got hit, I guess.
Okay.
That's technically only 5, so can I give the last one to myself?
Yep.
I mean, because that's 5 including me, so I have 6 people that I can heal. Can I give that last one to myself again?
I would say no, that you can't do the same person twice.
That's fine. I figured I'd try.
If anything, is breaking the spirit of the role.
Alrighty.
Hey,
I'm going to do cure mass cure wounds, and I'm going to do it all on me.
myself.
wait. Well, you figure at least me, myself, and I is 3 people right there.
Yeah.
It would be the most inefficient use, because I could just do regular cure wounds at 5th level and heal more. instead of the 3d8, which I guess I didn't make that a fucking roll. That's fine. I'll just go in here. Do cure wounds here.
So I'll add it to that Veil Warrior.
All right, and then yeah, we get 10 hit points.
No, we don't.
No, it's 3d8, right? That's
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
1d8.
you did one.
I told it to do.
Yeah, well, it didn't listen.
Apparently. That fucker. Let me try this again.
I was like, man, those are some really low.
Yeah, you rolled all once.
Not too much better.
So another 6.
All right, so we heal 16 hit points now.
Yep.
Better than a stick in the eye.
Yeah. One solid hit is still take me down, so I'm I'm gonna go on back here. Go behind my warriors. And I'll tell these two to go after Eregia too.
As you do that, you've just backed out of her threat range with her whip. She's gonna whip you.
Seems like cheating.
Whip it good.
So okay, I'm still alive. Because that's half fire, so 15. All right. I got 7 hit points.
And oops, let me get rid of that. She is going to use a legendary action. And you see crawling out of the flames are more of those little demons. And now it's actually her turn. Oh. Let's see. Well, she's going to have to at least take the opportunity to whip at Daggerface since he's still stunned. She almost can't miss, even with his armor. But she managed it anyway. She really put in the extra effort
to make sure it happened.
But you see flames erupt out of Daggerface, had fallen to his knees. Flames erupt out of the wound in his chest that seems to penetrate right through his armor, leaving a gash. Now all of her little demons. So starting from the top, this one will, they are, a number of them are actually going to focus on this one Veil Warrior at the top. So first one, I think that hit. So the first one hit. Second.
You get these guys some better armor.
Second definitely hit. Are you negating that crit?
I don't think I can from back here.
Okay. Third. Fourth.
These Veil Warriors are tough.
Oops. So that's them. Now it's T-Hall's turn. A lot of that you didn't see, but you could hear a lot of spitting from behind the pyres.
Teal's going to take this opportunity to upcast Lightning Bolt. Since all of these managed to just really do that line just right for him, right here. So I'm going to hit a Lightning Bolt to catch all of them.
Okay. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So they have to make a dex save.
Yep, first one failed. Not looking good for them. Oh, one at the end made it. He saw the other ones
Yeah.
getting hit.
He learned from their mistakes.
He did he did a barrel roll right at the end.
Pulled a matrix.
So let's see. First one does not die from that. Second one does not die from that. Although they look pretty singed.
Let's see, did that catch?
So they all look pretty burned, but nobody seems to have died.
Oh, you know what? I upcasted that 4th level, and this didn't include the additional 1d6. So let me roll that.
And they're all dead.
No, the one at the end does look to be in better shape than the rest of them, but they're all still hanging in there.
And yeah, I'm just gonna stay where I'm at. Maybe back away a little bit.
Yeah, she can't whip you. She already used her reaction on me.
Right.
Well, she had her turn since then.
Oh, well then she definitely would whip.
God damn it. Shut up!
What is she doing?
She whips T-Hole as T-Hole backs out of her range.
All right, I'm gonna use cutting words.
Okay, roll.
Ooh. It's just enough.
15,
Yeah,
yep.
Yeah, nice.
that does it.
So he does not get hit because you managed to yell something at her.
What
That's
in
enough,
Eregia?
bitch.
And it's your turn.
English.
All right. All right. So I guess I can see Zarius is getting his ass kicked, right? Pretty much,
hit.
yeah.
I did get hit pretty hard, yeah.
I'm gonna dimension door down to where you're at. You're still kind of not there.
I can barely see you.
Yeah. I'm gonna use an action point so I can take another action. And I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on you.
That would be delightful.
Let's hopefully it knows what the fuck it's doing. It doesn't seem right, I guess. Well, yeah.
I guess a couple
No shit.
Threes and ones.
of so 20 hit points. All right.
Better than nothing.
That's what 5 more than the damage of the whip.
All right. Let's see. That's it. That's all I can do.
I feel like Aurelia is the MVP of the battle so far.
She is going to use a legendary action to claw at one of these Veil Warriors. It's the one right here. She has to make a saving throw, charisma save.
Nope, that's a fail.
So same effect. The red light surrounds her and flows into Eregia, healing her.
Fart.
Alrighty. And then it's their turn.
And then it's their turn.
All right. They're not stunned anymore.
They're not stunned.
All right, so let's do these ones out here attacking the tiny guys right quick. All reckless.
That hits.
The lower one and the upper one. A whopping 4 damage. All right. All right, and then I'm gonna tell these other ones here to dogpile onto Eregia. Like just pile on top of her to hold her down.
Okay. So first, make a grapple check.
Yeah. I got a lot of grapple checks. It's just a bunch of strengths. They don't have, like I said, nothing to do here. So, all right. 1. Fuck, that's not going to work. I guess.
Damn it! She got a 28, but I have it set wrong so that you couldn't see it. So when we fix that,
I'll roll the next one. Jesus Christ, what the fuck's wrong with you?
there. Now you should be able to see. So the second one was a 9.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a success. Next one, number 3. A little better. Jesus Christ. All right. Number 4. Fuck me. Come on. She gets a plus 11. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. So we got 3 more. What's wrong with you? Roll better. God, fuck me. Come on.
They had a
Man.
good run.
Last one. All right. This one might get it. If she
No, it won't.
rolls, she doesn't roll any good. Hey!
She's grappled.
The last one got it. Okay. These little demon guys aren't dead.
Nope.
God damn it.
They're not looking good, but they're not dead.
Okay.
What about this warrior, Veil Warrior up by T-hole? What is
Oh,
that
shit.
one doing?
Yeah. Let's get one more in there.
She's the one that aged, and she was having some trouble, some
She was
self-esteem issues.
Maybe have her go over on the other side so that Daggerface has room to get in there. Like have her go here instead. If
Yeah, he
she's got
does.
the movement.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah. You could do that. Let's do that. Let's do one more time. One more grapple. Let's hold her again. You know what? No, sorry. She's just gonna attack. She just needs to attack recklessly. Here we go. Fuck me, whatever.
All the damage that could have been done.
Not with those rolls.
Well, to be fair, those ones didn't include any efficiency. A couple of them would hit.
Yeah, I don't know. Doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't.
So Daggerface will run up and try to hit her.
Dagger face.
And hits her twice. So he basically undid the healing that she got from draining one of the Veil Warriors. But Luciosi's turn.
All right, Lucirosi, he's gone 2 turns without doing any attacks. He's not happy with that, so he's going to make up for lost time here. First attack.
Do you have to rage again?
No. Oh.
If you didn't take damage and you didn't attack.
Shit. So then I'm not raging anymore. Fuck. Okay, let me turn off the rage. That sucks.
If it was only that easy.
Don't worry, we know you're still raging inside.
I'm always angry.
So then with that attack, wait a minute. Well, since I'm not raging anymore, I'm gonna use a bonus action to give myself Shield of Faith.
Do you have spell slots left?
Yeah, I have 1 first level slot and 1 second level slot. So I can cast spells now since I'm not raging. So I'm going to do that. So now my AC is 20. And then with that first attack, I'm going to use my last spell slot to do a second level Fiend Smite.
So what's the total damage now that you're not raging?
Oh, it's just -2. It's not in. So I did 18 with that first attack with between the radiant damage and my slashing damage,
Right.
and then another 17 radiant from the smite.
Okay.
And then my second attack.
Hits.
Yep. And that's my turn.
Okay. Zarius.
Still pretty rough. Yeah, I think I'll have to do a Beacon of Hope. Let me check the range on this right quick. Oh, those within 30 feet of me. All right, it's fine though. So I'm going to do Beacon of Hope so that any healing done is maxed out, and we have advantage on Wisdom saves and Death saves. And then I'm going to do. We'll use one of my action points to. I would assume that using hit die is in this particular instance would also be maxed because of the Beacon of Hope.
Sure.
Delightful. So I'm going to use a few hit die here with my action point to get some hit points back. 10 at a time, I guess. So how many do I want? Do at least 50. Half my hit die. So plus 50. Alrighty. That should be my turn.
So, what would she do? She again grips the scroll in her belt, and the floor shoots up in walls that block her from all of your sight. Essentially, it is just rising up about 15 feet into the air.
Can I counterspell?
It's not a spell, so no.
What
She
about
the
that
master.
person who's grappling her? What happens with that person?
That's true. That person we can make. You can, if you want, you can make an opposed grapple check, and if you win, be inside the box and still grappling her, or you can let the grapple break.
Let's roll it. She's probably going to lose anyways, so especially with a roll like that. Even with the 1, I think she loses. See, that's with a 2. Alrighty. She's chickening out. I see.
She's not exactly chickening out. She's up to something. So now you can't see her, at least at the moment.
Throw a fireball in there. What's she going to do? She can't get out of that.
T-Hole's going to move forward again. About here.
Yeah, one of your Veil Warriors probably can see. Maybe T-Hole can see. Let me see.
I can see invisibility right now.
Right, but only out to 10 feet. She's not. It's not actually invisibility. It's something different that she did. But one of your Veil Warriors sees her reappear.
Okay.
Over here.
Over where? Okay.
You can't see, but this one can see that she's appeared there.
Does T-Hole see that? Because he was actually moving and he was going to strike again.
Yes. So. Yes. As you move forward, you can see that that's where she is now. You have direct line of sight to where she is from where you are. In fact, she's in line in that lightning bolt line that you hit all of the Gretches with last time.
So I'm going to do that again, except I'm going to use Arcane Fusion, and I'm going to combine Mind Spike with Lightning Bolt.
Okay.
See if I did Mind Spike correctly.
Why does the music keep going in and out?
I don't know.
Anyone else hearing it like that?
It was turned down for me.
So a Wiz save and a Dex save.
So all of the dretches in that line with the lightning bolt will die at that. Deck save first, just for the heck of it. And now the wisdom save. Oops.
So she makes both. Let's see. So yeah, both are half. So she takes 3 psychic damage and 13 lightning damage.
Okay.
And
All of these dretches die. So I'm just going to delete the dretches rather than put X's on them.
And I'm gonna use my last action point. You said it goes up to 5th level.
Yep.
Yeah, so I'm using my last action point to restore a 5th level spell slot, and I'm gonna do the same thing.
Okay. Well, you don't get another action just by restoring the spell slot.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Sorry, I got excited.
I mean, give me a perception check. You would gather from having seen her hit by lightning more than once now, she's probably resistant to lightning.
So you're saying fear will work?
Oh, fear obviously works on everything all the time.
That's the most potent first level spell.
Third level. All right, that'll be my turn then.
Aurelia.
Can I see her from where I'm at? Or
Yes, you can see her from where you're at.
okay.
Can you not actually see her?
Oh, I can. I mean, I just didn't know if it
Yeah.
made sense from my character to be able to see. Take it against it. All right, right up to the flames there. I'm going to hit her with Thunder Wave. Am I close enough?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're only 10 feet away.
Burn it like you got it.
She has magic resistance, so she made her save.
Okay. Bitch. Oh, yeah, she takes half of that, so 17.
Yeah.
4? Yeah. 17.
Yeah.
Thunder damage.
So she is going to do a legendary action and reaches out her arms towards Aurelia to embrace her.
Oh no.
Make me a charisma save. Like she's going to fail a charisma save.
Never know.
Is this a spell?
No.
Fucker.
She just wants to hug you.
Gross.
So you can feel a pull on your body, but you're able to resist it and you don't move. And it's the Veil Warrior's turn.
I have a melee weapon.
So yeah, I guess this one here is right next to her. I imagine she would have like called out that she was over here.
Bitch
She
over
would've-
here.
She would have called out to you, but
Yeah. In
nobody
Druidic,
else
and
would
I
have.
can-
Yeah, nobody else would have understood except you. But
Yeah.
Aurelia sees her now as well, and T-Hole fired his lightning bolt in this direction.
Yeah, Aurelia had cast as a spell over here too, so I mean, yeah. But anyway, so she's going to go ahead and I guess she'll circle around a little bit to give some room for anybody else that might be able to make it over here, and then do some reckless. Ugh. All right.
Well, reckless that hit.
Oh yeah, so I didn't see the 20 there. All right.
I was like, wait, does that miss? Am I wrong?
I thought you were disappointed in the damage that it did.
Yeah, I mean, it's only 1d6, so I get it. So that's 30. I guess with a dash, I think they can make it to her. So these ones, at least, they can't all like crowd her. So I think they'll just move in the direction and sort of encompass this area. Let's sort of split them into units here, I think, just in case she comes back this way. So these ones will dash this direction, but and then yeah. This fucking thing is still alive up here.
Yep.
This one. All right, so let's go ahead and just try and finish this off. Reckless attack. Fuck. Really?
Missed.
God damn it. Okay. That's that.
Daggerface can also just barely see her. Oh, he can't step in the fire. So he starts running around the circle of women. That doesn't make it very far.
We got binders full of women.
So, Mushiroshi, you've heard something's going on the other side of this box in front of you, but
Right.
you haven't seen it.
Well, thankfully I'm not raging, so T-Hole, what's going on?
She's on the other side of that fire pallet.
Tricky bitch. So because I still have my Radiant Soul ability, and that gives me a fly speed, I'm going to move right here. And then that's my turn. I hate people that are more mobile than me.
Zarius.
It's really inconvenient.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to move. Oh, let me double check. 5, 10, 15, 20. Well, 5, 10, 15, 25, 30. Okay. I should be able to see her from there.
Yep.
And then I'm going to go ahead and take a bonus action to cast a spiritual weapon. And summon it next to her and attack her, hopefully. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yep, that hits. You can drop your spiritual weapon.
Yeah.
It's in the PC folder.
Yeah, I just got to find it. It's up here by the torch. Ah, shit. Come on, you bastard. There we go. Getting lost in the chaos over there. And then as an action, I'm going to channel divinity and speed her path to the grave. So the next attack or the next damage she receives, she's vulnerable to.
Okay. So for her part, well, she's going to make 2 claw attacks at different ones of these warriors in front of her. So they have to make 2 charisma saves.
Is the second one?
Is the second one what?
Is the second one's a hit too?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they have shitty armor. Like, you could tell it's like antiquated armor.
Okay.
But one of them did make that save.
Yep. So I'll take that status thing off of her. And then with that, she's going to try to fly away again.
All right, let's do some attacks.
Yep. She'll land on top of her box this time.
God damn
That's why I kept those other ones over there. Of course, that's a real tall box.
That's 15 feet up.
Yeah.
So make
you know what?
4 attacks of opportunity. The first one gets she's vulnerable to.
Yeah, I think actually I might have them hold off just because of that fact. I want somebody big to hit her.
Can you hold off? Is it you choose which effect she suffers?
What's that? No, I mean just not attack. Have them not attack her.
Oh, okay.
Because I want somebody big to hit her. Like T-hole
Okay.
right next to her.
So she is going to. Oh, okay. So that's her turn now. Her last stretch. Her last stretch, at least for the moment, unless she summons more. He is going to attack this Veil Warrior in front of him. So she takes another 5 acid damage. Now it's Teal's turn.
How is she looking?
Not good.
I'm Teal's gonna back up a little bit, and by back up,
I would say because she's 15 feet up, that takes up some of her reach. If you were to back up, she probably could hit you.
oh, I see. But do I have line of sight of her?
Yes, she's atop a box right in front of you.
Yeah, I didn't know if like the box was. I know it's like 15 feet, but I didn't know if I could see her like over the box from where I'm at.
Yep, she's just standing on top of it like a statue on top of a pedestal.
Gotcha. So I'm gonna give this a go because I think this is the best thing I've got. I'm gonna upcast Mind Spike at 5th level.
Okay, wisdom save.
Yes. So that'll make it. That's not upcasted because I didn't set it up appropriately. Apparently, I don't know how to do that. So let me add damage to it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Roll 20 is hard.
So that's
So-
28 total, so she takes 14.
Yeah.
Plus she's vulnerable.
So she takes 28. And so tell me how the Mind Spike kills her.
So T-hole. T-hole casts this glowing ethereal spike, just shoots out of him, faster than like it normally would, and it sails through the air and it penetrates her skull, and then it digs in a little bit further, then blows right out the back, and she crumples off the top of the box and falls next to the 3 Veil Warriors.
Would she have died without the vulnerability?
Nope.
I like to imagine she dodged it originally, so it only glanced, but then like a guiding hand sort of redirected it and threw it back.
Well, that's kind of what I was thinking. Like it like stuck and then it like kind of wiggled and then it continued through.
So as she rolls off the top of the box, she is actually not quite dead, and you hear her scream, "No!" as the floor looks like it begins to crack. And hands come up and grab around all sides of her body, ripping her apart, and she bursts into flames and disappears. Where she was, you could see her whip and a scroll have just remained there atop a pile of ash.
Well, that was kind of overdramatic.
And the flames on the pyres go out, and the one dretch disappears.
So T-Hole would immediately go over to this symbol and like try to see if he can undo it or turn it off or see if it poses any sort of threat for having anything else come into the room.
Well, she came through a portal that Zarius dispelled. So you're not sure how to turn off. I mean, you could break up the runes, try to like you did with the librarian.
Yeah, I guess if like would given my knowledge, would that I think that'd be the best course of action.
Give me an Arcana check. You don't actually think that this is a conjuration circle, so you're not sure how this symbol itself would have summoned the gate. This is more to offer sacrifices to demons.
Okay.
So it's probably not the source of whatever created the gate.
Gotcha.
So,
are you guys alive?
I am well. She was,
by the will of the gods.
She's tricky.
Daggerface runs up and hugs Zarius around the waist, which is regular height for him. Says, "I'm so sorry. I don't know what I was doing."
Zarius just like stands there until he stops.
He doesn't seem like he's ready to stop.
He's like tries to break away a little bit.
And Cricknerobel comes over and kicks the ashes. We did it!
Thanks, Crick.
Move out of the way. We need to make sure that this area is sanctified. Don't touch these weapons. They may be cursed. And Lucirosi will immediately move over to the area and kind of mark it off and begin rituals of cleansing.
I actually picture you putting up like police tape.
I kind of pictured like we need to sanctify this area, and then like you pull like a gallon of gas, and you just start like gassing the whole area.
I do gather the ashes, assuming I can break away from Daggerface.
Yes, you can break away from Daggerface.
It's like, there is work to do. Like break off and sort of like gather the ashes into a pile and.
And slowly you see light begins to return to the garden.
Do you think we killed her?
Is it common knowledge that demons and devils? Well, the librarian shared that he would just reform as a lower creature.
He would, yes. Anyone who's trained in it or Lucerosi can give me a religion check.
I'm trained in it.
I'm not
Okay.
trained in it.
Well, since Zarius, you could as well. This is sort of basic information, but you would, at least the lore that you two both know is that when you kill a demon or a devil, you're essentially just sending them back to the plane that they came from, where they reform. Though you don't know 100% for sure where, like, what would she consider to be her native plane?
Mhm.
But you believe if you kill something on their native plane, then it is actually gone forever.
So it's unlikely that she's been completely destroyed. Some aspect of her essence probably lingers and is gone to the abyss.
Well, at least we have a brief reprieve from her.
And you hear the voice of Eregia fill the air again, and it says, "No, I am dispersing, but you have destroyed the demon that was me. This is the plane she was most tied to. She will never be seen again, nor shall I. Farewell. Farewell."
Thank Asheros. It's over. At least with her. Hopefully some aspect of Eregia, the aspect that still held the light of Asheros, will find some sort of rest. With using my divine sense to detect corruption, does the whip or the scroll radiate with any kind of corruption?
The whip detects as corrupt. And you could see just from looking at it that it appears to probably be made out of demon hide.
Mm-hmm.
The scroll doesn't.
That's curious. Does the demon wood staff detect like that?
I would not after you performed all the rituals to enchant it, I would think.
Okay. I don't know what the staff itself would like. I mean, because it is enchanted with Bane, so.
Right.
But it is, my domain, so.
Right.
Alrighty.
Yes, if Lucerosi would say if we choose to use these weapons for the purpose of good, they will need to be cleansed, specifically that whip, if that's at all possible. But I might sooner suggest that we lock these items away in Mordenkainen's vault.
I think that's fair. I have no use for these. At least the whip. If I picked up the scroll or picking up I'll pick up the scroll though and take a look. Do I understand what it reads?
Yes. Although there appears to be magical markings around the edges of the scroll, the text of the scroll appears to be a deed to this manor.
That would make sense then, why she was able to summon up the floor and control the space like she was, because she was manipulating the mana itself.
Yeah.
So T-Hole would be like, pick it up and be like, Daggerface, I believe this belongs to you.
And he takes it and looks at it. So, weren't we supposed to, find a book or 2 books, because the gnome lady wanted a book.
Yes, the De Fabrica. Kexicus wished us to retrieve that.
And that gnomish noble wanted you to find a book for her.
I recall, but I don't remember the book. Does anybody remember specifically what it was that she wanted?
Let me search through my G memory.
I do not believe I was present for this conversation. I'll dismiss these warriors. I figured they probably go away after a little bit, but it doesn't actually say, as far as I can tell. But
I believe they go away after an hour.
Can I just? Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah.
Does Lucirosi get the sense that the whip, if he were to handle it, could be problematic?
Give me a religion check. You don't have any reason to believe it would do anything to you, but maybe it could be cursed. It's made of demon skin.
Right. Well, I'm going to at least, I don't think Lucirosi would want to touch it himself, so he's going to probably find some cloth to wrap it in. And he'll look to his allies and he'll say, just as I am using Eregia's sword, hopefully we can sanctify this item so that it can be used for the purposes of good, but first and foremost, we need to protect the world from any further corrupting force.
I may be able to assist in this another time.
Yes, I think for now we need to finish up our affairs here in this manor. Who knows how long has passed, even though we've corrected the temporal issues. There's no telling how long we've actually been here.
Have we corrected the temporal issues?
So far as the librarian can tell, or has said.
Yes, and we do have that other matter to attend to. And Lucirosi growls at the thought of keeping up his end of the bargain and releasing the librarian.
The librarian's already released. T-Hole and Daggerface released him. He's just been waiting for you guys to leave.
Well, right. That's kind of what I mean. Wait a minute. So is he going to just stay here in the manor?
He promised he would stay here until you guys leave. But he could, in theory, leave now. Or there's nothing binding him here at the moment.
I think that we should banish the devil from here before we leave. Who knows what he may try to take with him. He didn't say when he would leave after we did, just that he would.
We could attempt to bind him here again. If we can figure out how to read from Mordenkainen's spell book without getting stabbed in the attempt. I believe there should be the spell that he used to subjugate him here in the first place, somewhere within its pages. However, that even if we were able to figure that out, it would mean holding it, subduing him for long enough for the spell to take place.
I'm not confident that, because with the contracts on my soul and Daggerface's, there could be serious consequences with breaking that bargain.
That's true.
I'm not yet prepared to risk Daggerface's soul. And he glares at T-Hole as he says that, in an attempt to go back on the word that we made.
What was your word? Did it guarantee that you would not attempt to bind him again? If there were no such stipulations.
The contract explicitly forbids those who are in the contract to risk be an active part in any harm to the contractor. Therefore, Lucirosa nor Daggerface can do anything that would bring harm to the librarian. Unfortunately.
But you and I are not under such rules.
No. Nor Aurelia, for that matter. Or Crick.
I'm not sure his consuming fire would benefit this ritual.
He did a pretty good job over in the webs over there, just hiding out while we were battling.
I mean, he had all fires. Like, all of his damage would have been halved. I can almost guarantee it.
One of these days, we're going to go to a place where fire is going to be the thing you need. And then we'll see.
But it wasn't that web room, that's for sure.
Right.
Nor is it when battling...
half of any damage he took from her, half of any fire damage he took from her fire whip would have been halved. But he only had 10 hit points, so it wouldn't have taken that much fire damage.
Once again, I'm not comfortable with releasing that devil spawn into the world, but I am also less comfortable with the consequences that it could hold for Daggerface.
No, neither of you should be a part of any attempt or any move against him.
No, but surely that devil placed something in the contract that would protect him. Surely he would not expect us to be the agents of rebinding him.
The contract explicitly says to not bring harm. Rebinding could be viewed as an act of harm in the lower courts of hell. But that is also a chance you'd have to take. I think that it would be wise for neither of you to partake in any sort of action against him.
I don't care. We should just kill him and be done with it.
That's also an option.
But if we kill him, we just relegate him back to whatever plane he came from.
But in some lesser form, according to him.
At
Least he's not being released into to our world. Besides, what's the worst? The worst he could do is kill us and retaliate, I guess.
If he was a lesser form, and he still had your souls, he could use those as in a deal to get back maybe a higher form. or as some sort of leverage to get power again. And then your souls wouldn't be his charge, but maybe someone else's.
If he does kill me, though, then, well, I assume that ownership of this manor passes to somebody else. I guess I don't want to die in here, trapping all of you, waiting until one of my children comes to free you.
The
I mean,
deed.
to be honest,
Find
I
out.
don't even know who really would be the next owner. Probably I'm assuming one of the children of Seamus Holbein.
Okay, wait. Have we? Is Luciorosi looks, and is the door that we entered through closed?
You can't see. There's still a lot of webbing between you and that door.
And then Luciorosi wonders, wait, the librarian is able to hear us when the doors are open. Do we know, is he listening?
It seemed like when we were up here, he could not hear us as much, or as at all.
But are we sure of that?
Whenever you called, he did not answer. Was he not supposed to be at your beck and call?
No. That's at our beck and call. Provide us information when needed.
Precisely.
But specifically to deal with the threats in this manner, if the threats are no longer here, he may not still be bound to any service. He could be hearing us right now, and he wouldn't necessarily give us any indication. Luciorosi will, just to kind of test, will call out, "Librarian, can you hear us? Show yourself."
You get no response.
No response doesn't mean that he can't hear us. It just means that he may choose not to appear. Luciorosi will wander through the maze of webbing to see if the door is open or shut.
So when you get back through, the path directly back to the webbing is still currently closed off, but if you take some time and you cut through it, you realize that, yes, the door is open.
Okay. So I'll return back to everybody. The door is open, unless the webbing served as some kind of barrier. And I think it is safe to assume that he's heard everything that we've discussed. Which means if we go downstairs, he may not even be here any longer.
Are these books? Is that a big stack of books over here?
Yes, books and scrolls.
Okay.
Daggerface was for a while. They were like pawing through them.
So I'm going to go.
A lot of books and scrolls in this room.
I'm going to go over and look through the pile. So obviously he needs to show back up. Look at all the books. This place is a mess. Thought he was a librarian.
Well, he was a librarian. Now he's his own devil.
Let us search them.
So yeah.
So they all appear, nobody needs to roll. They all appear to be books on demonology and demon summoning. Some of them are just general descriptions of the planes and how to create gates and how to make, some of them are religious texts. They all appear to be very old. Luciorosi, you would recognize that almost all of them probably need to be destroyed as they would be considered evil by the church. There's other than the
Wait,
sort of,
sorry, I missed that. I froze. My internet's getting all fucked up. What did you say?
people are looking at the books. They're all pretty old, many centuries old. I said you would recognize them at least to the extent they deal with demonology, demon summoning, and cultish rituals in worship of demons, as all evil and
Yeah.
needing to be destroyed, as they're almost all heretical. A few of them are sort of general discussions of the planes, but most of them appear to be contraband.
Yeah. The books dealing with devils and demons should be burned.
And Daggerface says, I think this was the book the gnome lady wanted. And he takes a book out of his bag that he picked up. And I think this is the De Fabrica. He takes another book. Both books are they're essentially medieval style books. They're very big. They're essentially the same size as Mordekainen's spell book, so weighing about 15 pounds each.
Lucirosi will go and look at the book titles. Do they say De Fabrica and whatever the gnome lady wanted?
Well, the one is the De Fabrica, and the other one is Dideron's Book of the Plains, which
Okay,
now
yeah.
that you see it, does sort of sound vaguely familiar.
Yeah. As a person, that sounds vaguely familiar to me. So,
Maybe you should take all those demonology books and burn them in the middle of that pentagram over there.
I think I'll avoid that. I think a sacrificial burning next to the altar downstairs might help cleanse the evil influence.
And they might not, some of them might not burn if they're magical or magically protected.
Well, Lucirosi would look through the books that seem most needing to be destroyed, based on his impressions of the demon, devil, summoning rituals and everything. And then begin collecting them to try and destroy them.
Okay. They're, again, large and heavy, but you can begin to sort them. Most of the books here are forbidden knowledge.
I mean, forbidden knowledge is one thing. Being here in the manor, Luciorosi's fairly confident that they would remain safe. But the things about the dealings with the devils and the demons specifically, I think he would have the most issue with.
Yeah, I would say you would know. I mean, part of the overall mission was to give the deed to the manor to Lokexicus. So assuming that's done, you don't know if she would destroy all these books if she found them in here. Like, she's not evil, but she does sell things.
I thought she wanted the De Fabrica, and then she said
She wanted the De Fabrica and the deed, and she said you can keep the deed as, in lieu of your other reward.
Oh,
if you wanted to.
Yes, given what is within this manor, I do not think it's safe to give Lokexicus free reign of what's in here.
I agree.
I'm even questioning whether or not we should give her the De Fabrica.
I think we should take all of these books back to the chapel, and since we spent several months and battled a lot of demons to actually obtain our hands on these books, the least we could do is just read them. At least the De Fabrica and the Book of the Plains, to see what content they hold before we give them up or choose to give them up.
It would be unwise to give Lokexicus something that we know not what it can do. We need to know the repercussions of that choice.
I agree.
But certain tomes here, they cannot be allowed to remain.
Burn away.
Yeah, so I don't know how much time it would take, but Lucirosi would begin going through the books and the ones that deal with devils and demons and corrupting influences. He would definitely begin putting them down and bringing them down to the chapel in preparation for destroying them in whatever purifying rituals that Asheros might have for such things.
Okay, so well, I guess how long it would take? How discerning is Lucirosi trying to be? Like,
Okay,
is it
so
like, because even
as
the books that are just like general books of the plains occasionally mention like hell and the abyss. So you're like,
right,
nope, into the fire.
right. So as a person, as a player, I really don't want to burn any of them. But from like as Lucirosi, with him not just being a paladin of Asheros, but previously being an inquisitor for Asheros, I feel like he would be fairly thorough and discerning in terms of trying to determine what is reasonable knowledge for the possession of individuals that might come into possession of this manor, and what is anathema to the teachings of Asheros to allow any kind of spread.
Even the books that aren't necessarily evil might lead people down the path of nerddom.
Well,
I
nerddom is
That's true. Luciorosi's not as dumb as some of the other characters.
yeah, he's I mean, he's got a 12 intelligence and a 13 wisdom, so he's slightly above average.
Yeah. So I mean, going through them and carrying them down, it still wouldn't take much more than an hour. All of the books you find, you haven't tried to burn the scroll or the De Fabrica or the Diteron's Book of the Plains, but all the other ones seem as though they burn. Some of them are somewhat resistant, but they all burn in time.
Okay. And as they're burning, Lucirosi would kind of be kneeling next to them and being in continuous prayer to Ashros and requesting his guidance and wisdom in the actions that he's taking. But I think with the De Fabrica, because Lucirosi is also a creature of his word, he would at least want to understand what's contained within the De Fabrica before just making the determination of whether or not Locexicus can be allowed to possess it.
Okay. Well, you open the De Fabrica and you immediately see there is an image of what looks like a golem in it, but almost immediately that begins to swirl and change. And you are forced to just back away from the book, nearly stunned, just trying to make sense of the words.
So Lucirosi will back away and begin holding his head and be like, oh, this De Fabrica, I can't even, oh, my head. Zarius, perhaps you can look at that book and just be careful. It is overwhelming.
I suppose like that. I'm gonna cast Owl's Wisdom on myself, just in case.
Okay.
And I will open the book, I guess.
So are you now 10th level cleric?
Yes.
then you can read it just fine. You don't understand what his problem is.
I'm not holy enough.
Start flipping through.
You can see some of the pages appear to be, at least in the front half of the book, appear to be blank, and it's not necessarily clear why, but there do appear to be detailed instructions for making animated swords and a flesh golem.
Okay.
You, after studying it for a bit, you gather that that if you were to make a flesh golem, the magic might erase those pages. And so the blank pages probably were other animated items that were made previously.
Mm. Seems to be an instruction manual.
Instructions for what?
Creations of various kinds. Animated swords and golems made of flesh.
Handsy waves.
Interesting. Well, I can see why that might be useful. I wonder if there's anything. I wonder if there's anything in particular that Lokexkus knew, or a buyer, interested party knew that was in there that they could create that they were interested in.
Well,
Now,
she said the guy who originally owned it hundreds of years ago is still alive, and she happens to know who he is. So she was thinking she could sell it back to him.
I mean, the creation of flesh golems that you said, Zarius?
yes.
Such desecration. It's abhorrent, but Zarius, you can read it and I cannot. Your impressions of this tome, they seem to be things untoward to provide Lokexicus or whoever she might sell this thing to.
I mean, I guess through a quick glance at some of the ingredients.
I mean, it does require that you form a body, but it's a little bit like necromancy. Like, it's distasteful maybe to manipulate living bodies to create a large-sized flesh golem.
Right.
But you could tell me if in your tradition you would view that as evil. The great churches would view that as evil, as just as bad as creating undead. But you would also know that the resulting creation just does what you tell it to do.
Yeah, it's not imbued with a soul or anything.
Right. And it's unlike, say, like zombies, which can go crazy and just start attacking people. This really would only follow your instructions.
I would say still
neutral.
like it in this particular religion. I mean, how one's body is when they die, or how they're treated after they die, is how they are in the afterlife. So if you're treated like shit when you die, just buried without any sort of ritual or anything, then you're in the afterlife. You're just relegated to a low position.
Mm-hmm.
So,
like you would guess that Hansi is probably made up of 50 or 70 different people's body parts.
right. That is quite unfortunate for those people. We tried killing the thing. It just laid back down. So I don't know. Yeah. It requires the mutilation of bodies. This would falter the souls in the afterlife.
So then it seems
of the
that
swords, however, I don't know. The swords just are some other kinds of magic, I would guess.
Yep, it's just a sword and some rituals to animate them.
Kind of like Hansi.
Right.
So, Zarius, if we were to remove the abhorrent necromantic rituals, would it be appropriate or safe to give to Lokexicus?
From what I can tell, these rituals could create another creature like the one below, with the multiple bodies and these swords for hands. The swords themselves were their own animation. So,
What if we destroy the pages regarding the creation of something like Hansi?
it would just be animated swords. That is as evil as the one who uses it.
Right, those are merely tools. In that case, I would be comfortable with giving it to Lokexicus, but first removing those particular pages. What about the rest of you? What do you think of it?
The book may be resistant to such actions.
Well, that doesn't mean that we can't try. Zarius, I can't even look at that book without becoming overwhelmed. Would you try to remove the pages?
Zarius takes a quick look down and just grabs the pages. These ones.
Okay. If I just grab the pages, does it cause any kind of ill effect to Lucirosi?
If you're just grabbing them, no.
Okay.
Just close your eyes.
Okay, so Lucirosi will try and rip the pages then.
Okay. Make me a wisdom save.
Shit. You're gonna die. It's fine.
I'm pretty good at wisdom saves.
Do you have advantage for any reason?
No.
So you don't manage to tear the pages. You take 26 psychic damage, and you're thrown 10 feet away from the book.
Wow.
So yeah, that's exactly what Lucirosi says, and as his smoking body kind of painfully rises up, he says, "It's warded, definitely warded."
As I said, it may be resistant.
Removing spells from a book, especially one of this nature, isn't so easy. It's just tearing the pages out. It never is.
He says after you've been hurled across the room.
I mean, I did say it's probably warded. Let's close the book.
Well, in that case, we need to figure out what to do with this book before we can give it to Lokexicus.
Well, I'm sure we could. I'm sure we're going to be resting for a little bit to regain some of our senses after that fight.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought we were supposed to play cards after we got done.
We also need to find food. Servants, Asherus rest his soul if he had one. He mentioned some kind of kitchen that was supposed to be stocked.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about that. I was gonna create food and water.
So following that incident being blown back from the book, Lucirosi decides that he needs to refuel and goes to look for the kitchen.
Be careful.
Okay. Who's going to the kitchen?
I'll come with. Yeah. The servant said that there was something hostile within.
Yes, well, now that Eregia has been removed from this place, I think that for the most part we should be safe unless there are traps that Mordenkainen had left.
I'm sure of it.
I would not place a bet on that. They were warring towards the end, it seems. Two factions.
This is true. Well, we should remain on our guard. That is a wise course of action, Zarius.
Before we leave, I would like to take a look at least at the other book. If anything, from intellectual curiosity.
So are you resting first, or are you going to the kitchen first?
Well, yeah, I mean, Lucirosi was looking for some food because it's been a while since he's eaten.
I figure T-Hole would just go too.
Yeah, then I'll go. I'm not going to hang out by myself.
Aurelia is probably starving, been locked up in that mirror for hundreds of years.
So you go back to the dining hall. The kitchen was the other barricaded door that servant never bothered to open because nobody ever actually wanted food.
Oh, in this corner.
Yep.
So T-Hole's gonna like roll up his sleeves and start like tugging on the desk with his 11 strength.
So the door opens and you see there's a room inside that's filled with food, all of which looks fresh, and you can smell some of your favorite dishes pre-cooked just waiting for you for about half a second. And then you begin to see everything in front of your eyes begins to rot. A lot of it turning into goop that's pouring down the sides of cabinets and cupboards and shelves.
It all aged very quickly.
Gross.
Yeah.
Damn. Well, I lost my appetite.
And you suddenly see leaping up from the piles of muck
A creature.
Yep.
Several creatures.
I only see one.
I see 5.
And they begin to shamble towards you, which is where we'll begin next time.
Awesome.
Even when we had the opportunity to leave the manor, we're still going to fight things in the manor. See, we're completionists. We won't leave until 100% of things are done.
Yep.
And you giving them a sporting chance by not resting. So I appreciate that.
I'm good.
Because Zarius could just create food out of thin air, but the tasty stuff might be in here. So
it's like, do you want cram or do you want like a real meal?
I would say you noticed as you were walking that, while the librarian seemed to appear quite often when you came back down. You didn't see him this time. Like, you didn't search the whole place for him, but he didn't come out to find you.
Yeah. Well, before we engage these guys, because Daggerface is holding the deed, correct?
Yep.
So Lucirosi would call out to Daggerface and say, "You're holding the deed. Can you banish them?"
And he would say, "What?"
Yeah. Yeah, that might take some practice.
Put them in a box.
So he almost made it out.
Yeah.
Almost.